Star Fox 64 is basically a perfect video game. I grew up with the N64, but somehow never had the chance to rent it or own it as a kid, so I didn't play it until I was like in high school. You know, I'd go to homeroom in the morning, draw Fox and Falco hanging out with Sonic and Tails in my little chowder notebook, get beat up in gym class, go home and play Star Fox 64 and pretend that Slippy and Falco and Peppy were all my friends, like, hey Sonny, don't worry about it. Those guys at school were just calling you gay because they're insecure. Next time, just bring a gun to class and hold the A button to pull it out of your backpack. It's a really well-designed video game. Controls are tight, music kicks ass, and it's a perfect game to play over and over again because you feel your improvement with every new run. It's a really rewarding, fun experience that everybody should check out and likely already has checked out. Look at how well this game sold. This shit did better than Banjo-Kazooie? Wow, I don't know why that's so surprising to me, but it really shouldn't be. Star Fox 64 is such a good game that it even enticed more people into buying it than one of the biggest platformers on the platformer video game console. Star Fox features, in my opinion, some unforgettable character designs too. I only really knew about these guys from Smash Bros growing up, but I always loved seeing them. There's something really charming and inherently cool to me about these space pilot animals with guns and cool fucking jackets and shit. They're so fucking swagged out, I love these guys. So when I had the chance to buy my first Star Fox game on my own, I was thrilled to death about it. Look at how cool this box art is. Fox and Slippy and Peppy all ready to fight. Fox has some kind of staff. I don't know. It's a new pretty girl character? Hell yeah, I'm in. Wait, where the hell is Falco? I don't see him. I guess he's too busy ledge stalling on Battlefield to be here. But yeah, Star Fox Adventures was my first Star Fox game.
Nobody ever brings me gifts anymore!
Why are you fucking Scottish? I don't think I ever beat this game as a kid, even though I remember really liking it a lot. Or maybe I just liked the idea of it because I was playing as Fox and running around and beating the fucking shit out of dinosaurs with a stick. I don't know, it's a really weird game. It's kind of like a 3D Zelda game, but come on. This shit has nothing on Wind Waker. It's like a 3D Zelda game, but less good, I guess. I like some of the environments and music and stuff, but that's probably just the childhood nostalgia talking. Also, Slippy and Peppy are on the box, but they aren't even fucking here. They have like 2 lines of dialogue and then fuck off for the rest of the game. Even the cute girl on the cover, you play as her for 30 minutes and then you never see her again until the end, unless you install a mod that replaces Fox's model with hers.
Prince Tricky Keog Roots of Kehot Rokio Sharp Claws Ut Kubot Ki Ice Mountain.
Did you get that, Slippy?
Why is Krystal with a deep voice kind of hot? It has these R-Wing flying sections that just aren't very fun or feel very good at all. It's just kind of a weird game to follow up Star Fox 64 with. I can't imagine how fucking pissed off I'd be if I cared about this series before playing this game.
Welcome to my store.
Why does every character have the most annoying voice possible?
Okay. Thanks.
Now, if you find something that you like,
Shut the
then
fuck
choose
up. Nintendo didn't even develop this shit in-house. They just pawned it off to... Oh, okay. Well, that explains it. This project was developed by Rare, and you probably already know all about how it was originally going to be on the N64 under a completely different title before Miyamoto came to see what they were working on and went, hey, we don't fucking know what to do with Star Fox, why not put Star Fox shit in this game? And Rare was just like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. We're getting kidnapped by Microsoft tomorrow anyway. Oh fuck, literally tomorrow. What the fuck? Microsoft. Who the hell came up with this name anyway? Did Bill Gates come up with this shit? That's gotta be what he calls his own cock. Microsoft. That's definitely what Melinda called it when she served him the fucking divorce papers. She probably also called him a pedophile. Star Fox Adventures wasn't exactly well loved when it came out, despite gaming becoming more of a mainstream thing during the PS2, Xbox, GameCube era. This shit wasn't even coming close to reaching the sales numbers that even the original SNES game originally did. Part of that is the fault of the GameCube. I love this fucking console to death, and I probably think that to date it's Nintendo's best console overall. But video games were literally just too good during this time. The PS2 was offering a much bigger library with way more mature, diverse, and serious games, and the Xbox offered this online component that you could pay for that felt like the fucking future. The GameCube had Melee, Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, fucking Donkey Konga. Hey, do you remember that little kid that was in your Halo 2 lobby back in 2005 that called you a bunch of homophobic slurs? Well, that kid was actually a federal agent. Stay woke, everybody. I think there was also just a bit of fatigue surrounding Nintendo at this time. I think that mostly everybody liked the N64, but people wanted to see what else was out there. Nintendo's time on the throne was over, and other companies were putting out stuff that resonated with people a lot. You couldn't experience a narrative like Final Fantasy VII or Metal Gear Solid on the N64, let's face it. And if you really wanted to bing bing wahoo, they were still offering shit like Crash and Spyro and Jumping Flash. So by the time the PS2 came out with one of the most stacked launch lineups in video game history, the GameCube was just kind of destined to sit in its shadow. But again, regardless of all this shit, regardless of the fact that their console was doing so poorly and the new Star Fox game wasn't performing well at all, Nintendo gave it another shot a few years later with Star Fox Assault. Only this time they hired the fucking maestros at Namco, specifically the dev team that made Ace Combat 2 to make it. This was clearly a much better fit for an IP like Star Fox. Not trying to shit on Rare or anything, even though I'm not personally a huge fan of the majority of their catalog, respect is due for their efforts to make Dinosaur Planet work as a Star Fox game. I'm positive they tried their best, and it couldn't have been easy to meet all of Nintendo's mandates and rework their entire game into something different. But I think making Star Fox about flying around in the air and shooting shit, and even running around on foot and shooting shit is more fun and fitting and stuff. Anyway, the reason I bring up all the sales numbers and shit is because Star Fox is one of Nintendo's many franchises that they don't care about at all anymore. Franchises that they no longer see the appeal of because they aren't big money makers. Star Fox SNES and Star Fox 64 are actually the only games in this series that did well financially. And even saying that is a little bit of a stretch. Star Fox is, in the eyes of the company that owns it, a failure, and I honestly don't think that they're going to try to continue the series anymore. I hope that I'm wrong about this, but I honestly think that if we ever see another entry in the Star Fox series, it's just going to be another remake of Star Fox 64, either explicitly or implicitly.
Follow me!
Slippy, get back here!
A ring! Grab it if you need to refill your shield gauge.
But hey, chin up. We still have this awesome fucking game to play that I'm going to talk about today. This is going to be fun, guys, I promise. Wait, why are you closing the YouTube video already? Hey, stop. Star Fox Assault definitely immediately feels a bit more familiar right from the get-go. The intro cutscene has a lot of Star Wars shit going on outside of the Great Fox, and then we're introduced to the team. One thing I really love about Star Fox 64 is that the game showcases each character's personality in really subtle ways, just through their dialogue and stuff. And this game does the same thing pretty well with its dialogue and cutscenes too. You get a feel for all 4 team members pretty well just from the intro cutscene here.
Team Star Fox, ready for duty.
Leave these losers to the pros! We'll beat them in no time!
See, Krystal's all quiet because she's an introspective, thoughtful kind of character, and Falco's all quiet because he's thinking about how good it would feel to punch Slippy as hard as he can in the back of the head. I mostly really like all of the models in this game a lot. Characters like Peppy and Falco and Krystal especially look really cool to me, but Fox himself has always kind of looked like a dog to me in this game. He looks like a damn Shiba Inu. He's got weird shark teeth too. I remember getting this game at this bookstore in my town when I was a kid, and I kept looking at the back of the box and wondering why Fox looked like this. I mean, I guess I probably thought it was cool as a kid, but it's like mildly horrifying to me now. Foxes don't look like this, man. What the fuck? It doesn't make me want to kill myself or anything, but it's definitely a step down from his appearance in Melee. Falco looks really cool though. Looking at different people's takes and reviews of this game online, I came across the phrase serving cunt a lot when people were talking about Falco. I think that's pretty accurate. Slippy looks goofy, but I like that because he's a goofball. It's pretty apparent that he's grown since 64 because he looks older and his balls have dropped. And while I overall prefer when he looked like a cat with a puppet mouth, I still really like him here. I like him a lot in general. Actually. I think Slippy kind of has the same reputation attached to him as characters like Navi, where everybody likes to talk about how annoying he is, but he's an essential part of this fucking team. He's always so positive and bright and cheerful, and his contrast with Falco being a cold hard ass all the time is really, really great. If you're a Star Fox 64 enjoyer, you may notice that there's no world map or branching pathways in this game. I don't necessarily hate this, and because Star Fox Assault is going for a more cinematic, sci-fi, B-movie-esque, great value Star Wars-ass experience, I get why they made the single single player be one sequence with no deviations, but it's definitely a slight hit to the overall replayability. Generally, Assault makes up for this with how big of a spectacle everything is. The R-Wing levels are just a lot of fun here. You can roll, charge up your blaster to lock onto enemies, boost, etc. All the fun movement from 64 is here with a nice coat of beautiful GameCube graphics. I love the R-Wing models and all the models for all the spaceships and machinery and shit in the game. It's all really appealing to me, I like staring at it. Video games have never needed to look better than this. I'm not fucking kidding, by the way. The race to make graphics more realistic is one of the biggest hindrances in modern AAA game dev, and it's fucking killing everybody working at these studios. But I fucking digress. Again, Slippy fucks up at the beginning and gets chased by some enemy aircrafts to teach or remind you really quickly that you've got to babysit all of your team members and keep them unharmed for the best results. Whenever this happens, you get some cute dialogue and they give you some items as thanks. Again, I find these little interactions to be really pleasant. They put a smile on my face while I'm playing this shit. These ships are designed really impractically with their weak point being really big and obvious, but I don't really care because it makes them fun to destroy. Hell yeah, dude. Oikini is luring us to Fortuna as we tear through his entire fleet like it's nothing, and we're stupid enough to follow him. Oikini is such a funny villain character to open up this game with. He's just a totally pathetic shithead. I read on the Star Fox wiki that after Star Fox 64, he got kicked out of Star Wolf because he sucked so bad. So now he's trying to avenge his uncle Andros or some other dumb tomfoolery.
None other than Oikini.
Okay, I see now. So we're here because...
We're here because we gotta put this creep on ice.
Yes, you must take him down. I'm counting on you. Now, get prepped and go.
Fortuna is a lush green planet in this game. I'm always really excited to be here every time I decide to start a run. I love how pretty it all is, and it's fun to shoot all of the enemies on the ground and in the air. Got these guys popping up out of the water. It's really fun. The soundtrack in this game is to be especially commended here. It's all done by a big orchestra. And while I sometimes find it to be a little overwhelming, and I usually prefer game soundtracks that are a little bit more understated and less grandiose, it absolutely fits the big space epic vibe that they're going for here most of the time. It suits the game the best during the R-Wing levels like this one. I'm especially fond of the string section here. It really adds to the overall atmosphere of the green, grassy environment, I think.
Enemy base located directly ahead. Oikini is there as well. Alright, this time we take that ape down.
It only really gets annoying when I'm playing the on-foot levels and the music is blasting my ears like ba da 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 ba da da ba 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 ba. I'm just walking around trying to find my Landmaster, but fuck. I like when they implement this mid-tempo breakbeat sample into the menu music. It pairs well with the horns and stuff. The soundtrack was composed by Yoshi Arakawa, and he made music for Tekken 3, and that game has a much more varied soundtrack. A lot of Namco games have really cool soundtracks with a great variety of genres and styles. I wish Star Fox Assault had more techno in it or something, but fuck it, the orchestra stuff works.
This must be it.
Look out! The enemy's waiting for us!
Krystal, I get that you're British, but why do you sound like you're talking with your mouth full here? Wait a second, she sounds kind of off. Look, Krystal is like the only thing Adventures really has going for it, and her voice actor's performance is a big part of that. But in this game... oh shit, okay. So it's not the same voice actor. They got the lady that was the face and body model for Shell and Portal to be Krystal's VA in this game? She's not even British, right?
Well, the first time I ever heard of voice acting was when I was about 12 years old and I was living in Florida and doing a little bit of acting in Miami. And I just randomly booked a voiceover job where all I had to say was, "Hi, Dad!" And I got like $400 for it. And
yeah, see? I get that they probably couldn't get the original voice actor because she was probably still working for Rare after they split from Nintendo. I guess the team at Namco just liked the original performance so much that they instructed the new VA to do her best fake British accent. I guess that means that all of these voices are new compared to the old games, but I think they suit the characters pretty well for the most part. The only performance I find to be a little underwhelming is probably Fox's, to be honest.
I don't believe it. Fox, you have to get that.
Really?
Everything's completely passable though. Man, I can't believe Shell Portal is in this game. I'm just glad that Stephen Merchant isn't here too, or I'd have to play this shit with the volume off. Oh shit, we found Oikini.
That's enough hide and seek! Let me show you my true power!
Oikini, you ignorant ape. What are you up to?
Careful, Fox. You never know what a cornered beast might do.
I really love Pepe's little old manisms. He's such a great character. I love when he says shit that a kindly grandpa from the South would say.
I must bring an end to our relationship. Die! Ha ha ha!
Man, you know Oikini thought this was so fucking cool and badass and that we were gonna be shaking in our boots, but it just looks like Andros from Wish.com.
What's this? An Andros wannabe?
Yeah, thanks Falco. This fight doesn't pose much of a challenge, but it's still pretty engaging and fun. He makes these big swooping motions with his hands and you feel really cool dodging his punches. It's fun, it's nice.
Is that all you fools have got? I am the one and only true heir to the great Emperor Andros, the new Emperor, Andrew Oikini, Uncle Andros!
Oh god, is he dead?
What? Reinforcements?
That doesn't look friendly.
Such strange thought patterns.
No, it can't be.
Abaroid, Abaroid, Abaroid.
Aperoid?
There's no time to hesitate. Return fire.
The Aperoid is a much more fun boss fight. We have to shoot off their wings and then fire into its mouth when it shows it to us. I also think that in general their designs are really sick. I like that they're this weird fusion of insect and machine. They're really cool and I think that they're a lot more menacing than basically anything we've seen in the series so far. Once we defeat it, some piece of tech that Pepe seems really interested in is visible in the wreckage, so we go to grab it. But now the sky is filled with these scary ass butterflies, so we decide to get the fuck out of here faster than my high school gym teacher did when he got caught texting female students pictures of his taint.
All ships are home. This must be how things get started.
You've done well, team. Come on up.
I think it's funny that the dialogue portraits are completely static outside of the mouths moving. It looks a little goofy and a tiny bit less expressive than in Star Fox 64, but overall I think I find it to be pretty charming. I also really like the way the models are animated during the briefing cutscenes before every mission, moving with mocap and shit. I just really like old mocap. This is probably just because I loved Adventure to 06 era Sonic games so much, but I find the fact that they sort of look like people wearing mascot costumes to be really fun. It's silly, but it just makes me happy. Makes me feel like I'm home. Okay, we basically just need to collect more of these pieces of tech from the Aperoids called core memories so we can bring them back for Pepe and Slippy's dad to study. There's a distress signal coming from the Katina outpost and we're going to investigate it on foot while our boys cover us from the sky. God, I really love the loading screens and menu elements and stuff in this game. Everything looks so sleek and futuristic. Huge fan of the character icons being stylized like this too. I love that they're like silhouettes with minimal details and each member's role in the mission is showcased with similarly simplistic icons right next to them. This game has a lot of flair and charm. So, the on-foot missions in this game. I imagine that this is a touchy subject for purists that only really like the R-Wing flying gameplay, but I'm gonna keep it real with all of you. I love this shit. You're given 3 options for controlling Fox during these segments, and I prefer the first one here, where you rotate the camera and move forward and backward with the left stick, dodge rolling if needed. There's a version that lets you use the C stick to move the camera and the right stick to strafe, but I personally think this game is better suited with the other control scheme. You can press down on the L trigger to strafe with the first one as well, and maybe I've just been playing that version of the controls for such a long time, but I prefer it that way. The third option is decent too if you grew up playing a lot of Star Fox 64's secret multiplayer mode, because it's taken straight out of that with you running with the R trigger. Man, I had never played this shit before, but it's pretty fun despite it clearly being a very last minute addition just for fun. These maps are way too huge and not really conducive to being a little guy running around with a gun. These models are fucking incredible too. Oh my god, Pepe. Pepe, are you okay? Pepe, fucking speak to me.
I'm Star Fox. I'm gonna avenge my daddy.
Shit's a lot better in Assault. The game's actually designed with third-person shooting in mind. The music, like I mentioned a second ago, is really distracting and overwhelming during this introduction to this gameplay style, but it's still really fun to run around and shoot all the Aperoids. You can collect weapons scattered around the outposts, like machine guns and sniper rifles and grenades and shit. I'll be perfectly honest with you, if this shit had co-op, I'd play this shit just as quickly as I'd play Firefight in Halo Reach with a buddy on the couch. Actually, there is a multiplayer deathmatch mode in this game that's a lot of fun. There's no co-op, but there's a lot of maps to play with either R-Wings, Landmaster, monsters or on foot. I imagine with 4 people this shit would actually be amazing, but it's still good with just 2. My roommate and I play this shit from time to time and always have a lot of fun. You can even unlock Peppy and Wolf to play as, and they're great. Each character has set stats and specific attributes that are unique to them. Like Peppy is really slow, but he can jump really high, and he can charge his pistol up to max power faster than anybody else. Krystal's stats are kind of low, but she can spawn these shields that protect her. Falco might be my favorite. He has low HP, but he moves really fast and hits hard. Wolf is kind of broken. His stats are basically all maxed out, and while every other character dies with 1 sniper shot, it takes 2 to kill him. My apartment is usually a wolf-free zone, so it's a little more fair. But anyway, let me get back on track here. What was I talking about? Okay, remember a second ago when I said that our boys are gonna be covering us from the sky? I fucking lied to you. We're covering their asses, actually. You might be thinking some crap right now like, aw man, that sucks, that sounds like a pain. And truthfully, you're kind of right. But at the same time, it's insanely fun to hop in the Landmaster and fuck the shit out of enemy aircrafts from ground level. It's so satisfying to hear my teammates get all impressed with me over it too. I'm fucking Fox McCloud, motherfucker, not Fox McLand. I own these skies, even on the surface of any wretched planet I'm forced to shoot aperoids on. The fact that you still have a lot of control over what happens in the skies if you're good enough at the game kind of invalidates a lot of the arguments I see online about how annoying the ground missions are. Just get good, bro. There's this bit where we go down an elevator to clear out this room, and when we come back, this guy is in here trying to pull a fast one on us. Clever little fucker. After we take out a few waves of enemies, a big aperoid ship comes down and we get to kill it with the Landmaster by shooting the big ball underneath it and then boosting to the top of it to hit its weak point. It's pretty fun. I like using the Landmaster in this game. It feels a lot more like a tank when you have free range with it instead of it just kind of feeling like an R-Wing with its wings clipped. This game is so much fun. I can't fucking believe nobody bought it or played it. It actually makes me so sad how overlooked this thing is. I was talking to a friend about this game the other day and they thought I was talking about adventures, and I had to be like, no man, I mean the cool GameCube Star Fox game. After we defeat the aperoid spaceship, Pigma shows up out of nowhere and snags the core memory before we can get to it. This fucking turd. Why does he have a decal of like Anime Miss Piggy on his ship? So Pigma fucking faked the distress signal. He wanted us to defeat the aperoid so he could swoop in and steal the core memory himself. Pigma is easily the most reprehensible character in the series. I'm not saying Star Fox has ever been the most narratively deep or well-written video game series ever or anything, but I obviously like this shit a lot, so I'm not gonna complain that the most villainous character in it is just 100% pure evil with no redeeming qualities whatsoever. He fucking betrayed your dad and got him killed. He betrays Starwolf. He says the most heinous, mean-spirited shit that you'll ever see in a fucking Nintendo game.
Daddy screamed real good before he died.
He's the absolute definition of scum, which, god, they love the word scum in this game.
Scum! 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 Scum!
Hey, you know what scum sounds like if you edit out some of it? That's right, it's
scum! Scum! Whimpering cub!
Scum! Scum!
Cub! Scum! I can't believe I lost to this scum!
Okay, sorry. We chase Pigma to this criminal base, and Slippy and I go in with our fucking biscuits hot.
Understood. What's about you, everyone?
Holy shit, Slippy, take it easy. He's probably got a lot of rage deep inside of him, to be honest. He strikes me as the kind of guy to sit in his room listening to Sufjan Stevens and Bon Iver crying after Falco tears him a new asshole for not getting enough points during Zonus. The layout of this level is really good. It's really vertical, and I enjoy how big it feels inside of the base. Once we destroy enough of the gateway terminals, we take an elevator and go up even higher.
Enemy reinforcements have hit the space boats!
I know it can be kind of annoying to some people to be constantly hearing what your teammates are saying, but I really like it because it helps you feel included in what they're doing. Like you're really part of a team of individuals all doing different things to achieve the same goal. Falco and Krystal are keeping space clear for us so we can finish taking down the enemies inside of the base, but then Wolf and his boys show up.
You're on my turf now. Watch your step, Fox.
Ah, fuck, dude, not right now. I don't even have my pants on. This fight against Starwolf is really great. The rendition of his theme song in this game is fucking incredible, and the fight is a great bombastic finish to this huge mission. Wolf is a pretty cool character, although sometimes he's kind of unintentionally really funny.
But there is one thing. I'm owed an apology, and I will have it.
What do you mean you're owed an apology, dipshit? Andros paid you fucking money to kill me. We were in the middle of a fucking war.
Now you've done it.
He's so grumpy. Just chill out or I'm not gonna have gay hate sex with you tonight. Wolf has his buddy Leon with him and this new guy, Panther. I like him. He's immediately aggressively flirtatious with Krystal and she just doesn't reciprocate at all, so it's hilarious.
Ah, the lovely Krystal. Words do you no justice. I am Panther Coroso. Here's to us. Now.
Huh? Who's this idiot?
Quiet bird.
If this bitch-ass bird doesn't stop cock-blocking me, I'm going to cook and eat him. Leon is great. He's a totally ruthless psycho. I almost feel like he'd be a bigger threat to us if Wolf didn't have him on a leash. He's also the only guy that Wolf has had with him from the beginning. Andrew Oikeni got kicked out for sucking too bad, like we established earlier, and I don't know what the fuck Pigma did to these guys, but they're ready to kill him at the mere mention of his name. I mean, I guess I can sympathize, yeah. Panther accidentally reveals some information he heard about Pigma, and then we're off to Ficina. I love how many different planets you go to during every Star Fox game. It really is one of the coolest IPs Nintendo has. I feel like the potential for it is pretty much limitless. The Star Fox universe is so vast and huge and cool, and I feel like you could write so many stories and adventures for these characters to embark on. And the Switch is the most financially successful game console Nintendo has ever put out. I know you guys have so much fucking money now, can we please just try anything ambitious at all? Please? When you spend all of your time trying to make games where the goal is to be as financially successful as possible, you're depriving everyone of a lot of the benefits that come with making something truly unique or interesting. Sure, Star Fox isn't going to appeal to everybody, but you don't need it to. You just need to make games that are fun to play and feature these cool ass characters. Why not make a Star Fox game with RPG elements? And fuck it, make a Star Wolf game. Just do literally anything. Holy shit. Where the fuck did Pigma say he was going again? Ficina, right?
Ficina, huh? Just great. There's nothing here but snow and ice.
Uh-huh. But after they built the climate control center, the planet became inhabitable.
This is a crisis, team. From the look of things, the climate control generators, well, looks like it's been out of order for quite a while. If this blizzard keeps up, the planet will once again become barren.
The climate control center has been sabotaged by Pigma, so we've got to go down there to fix it before the rest of our guys can come in with their R-Wings. Man, I'm just wondering, like, are there people living on Ficina? Did Pigma just doom an entire planet's population because of this shit? Who the fuck would willingly live here? It's like if Greenland was an entire planet. Oh shit, this is the capital of Greenland? It looks fucking beautiful, are you kidding me? Rent is only $400 a month? That's like a fourth of what I pay a month. And I can't even see the northern lights at night. This level is a lot of fun, but it's also really tense because the blizzard is so powerful that you can barely see anything. And if your landmaster breaks, you're basically screwed. Gotta be real careful out here. Once we destroy all the shield generators so we can get inside the climate control center, we get ambushed by a bunch of security bots and Falco has to save us.
Eat this, scumbags! Falco!
Oh my god, dude, Jesus Christ. I hope you have R-Wing insurance. That's all state stand. Will you fuck my ass? I really like Falco and Fox's dynamic. They're always ribbing each other and giving each other shit, but it's obvious that they've been friends forever and that they need each other. Falco's too confident and gets himself into dangerous situations all the time, and Fox always has to be calculated and vigilant in keeping Falco from accidentally getting himself killed. They work really well together, so it's awesome that we get to sit on the wing of Falco's R-Wing and shoot at enemies while he flies around for us. I think that I just love this shit a lot because of Sonic again, but this shit is just really fucking hype.
Fox, get the enemy behind me!
This is ridiculous. Fox, take care of that stupid frog, will you?
Ow, I'm gonna get hit!
I like how frustrated Falco gets with Slippy here, but Slippy stays positive and shrugs it off like always.
Not bad for a fox.
You're not bad for an Italian. Right after Slippy discovers that the Aperoids are capable of taking over machines like a parasite, Pigma shows up and exposes a big part of the climate control center's architecture to the Aperoids and it comes to life. We can't chase him down until we deal with this shit, but it's okay because we just have to throw a couple of bombs at it and it dies.
This is Fox. The climate control center generator is undamaged.
Looks like all the Aperoids are gone, too!
Nicely done, Fox.
Still, getting attacked by your allies? Man, that's just crazy.
Machines are machines, after all. Those without strong wills can be easily turned to evil.
Those without strong wills. Allies or enemies?
What is it, Fox?
Nothing. That sounds like someone I know, that's all.
Oh, come on, Fox. Why are you looking up at the sky wistfully? You're thinking about fucking Pigma. He's a big slobby piece of dog shit. So fucking melodramatic.
Was I just talking in my sleep? No, I won't turn a profit by obeying them.
They're gonna be making his fucking neck twist around on some Exorcist type shit. It's so obvious, but I don't care because this is so entertaining to watch unfold. Look, again, I'm not saying that any Star Fox game has like immaculate writing or anything, but I think this is a high point in the series as far as presentation and plot goes. I think it's pretty easy to get invested in all this shit. It's fun and kind of compelling when it wants to be. These characters are just too lovable, I guess. It's hard for me to not be in a good mood when I'm playing this game. Pigma's on the run now, so we gotta chase him down. The core memory he stole has information on the Aperoid homeworld. So if we're gonna stop these guys from taking over the Lilat system, we need that shit. Into the Cocoa Puffs we go. It's another really fun R-Wing level, and we end up moving through this big abandoned space station that was never finished being constructed. The further we get in the level, we find out that the Aperoids are taking over the space station. It's a pretty cool set piece with a lot of great moments.
Pigma's up ahead!
Fox, proceed with caution.
Hold it, Fox. Look!
Pigma's ship?
Fox!
Pigma!
Ew. What the fuck? Now that Pigma has turned into a giant satellite, we have to damage his weaponry enough for him to show us his face. And it's really satisfying to whittle away all of his offensive options and then blast his HP bar down really quickly.
Yeah, there you go. Nice work.
God, this boss fight kind of reminds me of Kirby 64's final boss fight. Oh shit. Was 02 meant to be kind of a nod to Star Fox this whole time? Fuck, Kirby 64 is so fucking cool. Oh shit, okay, Pigma's dead now. Wait, what the fuck was that cutscene? Nothing to say, Fox? The individual that purposefully caused the death of your father is dead at the hands of his own greed and foolishness, and you have literally nothing to say about it? You guys too? Fuck. I guess I don't have anything to say either.
Good work, Star Fox.
We've retrieved the core memory. It should reveal the location of their homeworld, right?
That's right, Fox. Indeed, the time to face the Aperoid Queen has come. The source of all Aperoid will, the Queen herself, makes her vile nest on their home planet. As long as the Queen exists, the Aperoids will continue to multiply.
Understood. We're on our way.
Fox. I'm sensing a distress call from planet Saria.
Saria? From Tricky?
I'm not sure.
Oh shit, Krystal, come on, man. I don't want to go back to the dinosaur planet, dude. Come on. What does this shit say? Aperoididation? Is this a weird translation problem thing?
Okay, let's move. Krystal and I will head down to the surface. Falco and Slippy, the skies are yours.
A mission together at last.
Oh, yeah.
What are you two doing? Let's go!
Hey, can you guys get a fucking room already? Alright, I was being an asshole earlier, but Saria is one of the most exciting levels in the game. Krystal said she was having psychic visions of Saria in distress, but it's honestly likely that all this ruckus was just within earshot back on the Great Fox. Look at all this bullshit on my screen right now. This level's awesome though. There are a lot of fucking things to manage all at once. Krystal and Fox are trying to destroy all the Aperoid spawners on the surface and in the temples and shit, while Slippy and Falco take the skies. But they're too busy fucking arguing most of the time, and you have to occasionally hop in an R-Wing to head up and take care of their asses or slim down the enemy numbers yourself so we don't get actually swarmed and fail the mission.
Falco! Slippy! The airborne enemies are all yours!
Gotcha. Try not to make a mess of things, Slippy.
Give it a rest, Falco. Seriously. Show your feet for one.
God, Falco, you pissed him off. He doesn't even have a rebuttal ready. Slippy just shut his shit down so fast. I'm kind of proud of him, actually. He's gone from listening to Elliott Smith to listening to Dance Gavin Dance. Slippy, wait! That's the Sexual Misconduct Band! Oh no, look at this dinosaur.
Never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing.
Oh, cute. Tricky's so much bigger now. I wonder how many years it's been between these two games.
You're here to fight him, right? Well, I'm going with you.
I appreciate it, but you're needed here, old pal. Besides, I'm leaving Saria in your care. Remember, you're the leader here now, Tricky.
Okay. I'll do it. Yeah. I'll take care of things here so you two can come back on your honeymoon.
What are you, nuts? We're not yet,
Not yet?
I mean, this isn't a conversation for children.
You said you weren't gonna treat me like a kid anymore.
Then stop acting like one.
You're just mad because you don't want to talk about it.
All right, that's enough, boys.
You know, and I'm not trying to seriously critique the underlying romance implied between these two characters in this goofy space animal GameCube game, but it's painfully obvious that Krystal really wants to peg Fox, or at least that they have some kind of romantic chemistry, and it's a shame that this isn't really explored in any meaningful way outside of that weird DS game, but to my overall understanding, nothing that happens in that game is canon. I remember renting it as a kid, and I think I had fun with it, but I never got very far, so you can imagine my shock when years later I saw all that can happen in it online. The characters are all pretty weirdly written and act kind of like caricatures of themselves, and the art, Look, I don't want to shit on the work that somebody did for this, but I am really not a fan of how any of these cutscene images look at all. It's clear that they were trying to emulate the art style of Star Fox 2, as well as the whole game trying to imitate the gameplay, for that matter, but this just feels very Ken Penders-y to me. I'm really sorry for saying that, but do you kind of understand what I mean here? Slippy, why are you so veiny? The endings in this game are so bizarre too. Fox and Krystal get into a big fight and Krystal joins Starwolf. Krystal gets laughed at by some ugly ladies. Fox gets really sad and he and Falco become F-Zero pilots. This random monkey guy becomes the next Andros, I guess. I don't fucking know what I'm looking at here. I like the ending where Krystal and Fox get married and have a kid, and he ends up forming the next generation of Star Fox, with Falco taking Peppy's place as leader and advisor. But again, I'm just really put off by the art style and like everything else here. I'm not gonna shit on anybody that likes this game or anything, but it's just a really underwhelming game to be the latest thing in the Star Fox universe's timeline. Zero, like I mentioned before, is just another reboot, and god, I'm just realizing that this is the last Star Fox game that came out that I liked. Truthfully, it's not really fair for me to criticize Star Fox Zero because I've never played it. I've heard mixed opinions. Some people were really into it despite the awkward forced motion controls, and some people just couldn't get past it, which I completely understand. Personally, I'm of the belief that video games rarely, if ever, have truly bad controls. Sometimes games require you to put a little effort into learning how to play them, but that doesn't make the controls bad. It makes you, the player, impatient. To me, the only real exceptions to this are the cases where things are actually broken and unresponsive, or unfortunately when motion controls are involved. Again, I've never played Star Fox Zero, and I have no way of playing it these days because I don't own a Wii U, but it seems very frustrating to have to keep your eyes on both the TV screen and your gamepad at the same time. It just sounds like a recipe for a headache to me. But I would totally try it out if I had the chance, just like I try out fighting games whenever I have the chance, even though I suck ass at them. I heard that dudes that play fighting games are better at eating pussy because the clitoris is kind of like a hitbox. I was a little disappointed that Zero is just a redo of Star Fox 64 again, but I will say that I overall really like the art direction and stuff. The characters look great here, and the little OVA that was animated by Wit Studio is still fucking fantastic. I hadn't watched it since this game originally came out, and it was a total treat to revisit it now.
You're mine. Incoming from behind. Use your brakes.
There's also that fan animated series, A Fox in Space. Shit is fucking awesome if you haven't seen that before. It has an incredibly good atmosphere to it, and it turns the early game's concepts and ideas into a really compelling and fun to watch narrative. It features some amazing voice acting, and I don't 100% know how they pulled it off, but the audio quality sounds so authentically like from the 70s.
Am I even gonna need this?
No.
Okay. Because you know if you try anything, I can just break your neck, right?
Whatever, I'm not gonna be a problem.
There's a warmth to the recordings that really sells this to you while you're watching it, and the animation does an amazing job emulating old school Adult Swim and Hanna-Barbera shit, although making that comparison seems a bit unfair because the animation is really fantastic in some places, and it honestly surpasses a lot of what it's trying to pay tribute to. There are scenes that feature so many different camera angles, and I have to assume that the guy that animates this set up a camera in a bunch of different places while he was recording himself going over the audio so the lip sync animation and the anatomy and everything would look consistent throughout every angle change. It's pretty obviously inspired by Venture Bros, but Venture Bros is one of the greatest shows of all time, so hell yeah. I'm just really happy to see so much passion put into a fan project like this. It's really inspiring to me. It's just a testament to how influential and inspiring this video game series has been to so many people. I hope episode 3 comes out before I die in a horrible blimp accident in 2027 as the Oracle's prophecy is foretold to me. I guess this is also a decent place to mention Starlink Battle for Atlas. There's a decent chance you haven't heard of this shit yet because I absolutely hadn't before I started to make this dumbass video that you're watching right now. It's a Ubisoft developed open world action sci-fi game, I guess. I don't know anybody that's played it or heard of it, but it looks to be both pretty mediocre and also for the most part, almost completely untouched by the general public. Notably, the Nintendo Switch version of this shit features DLC that includes a little side story with the Star Fox and Star Wolf pilots. It's unfortunate that this game just doesn't seem very fun to play because these animated cutscenes are really cool, or at least the ones with Fox and the boys are cool. Everything else here doesn't really appeal to me much, and the juxtaposition of these cartoony space animal characters with these Fortnite skin rejects is the most tragic type of comedy I've ever seen. This is where some of my favorite characters of all time have ended up, in the goddamn Ubisoft sewers. What the fucking fuck is that horrible little thing? But hey man, I don't mean to harp on and on about how bleak this shit is. Despite all of my incessant bitching, I really do prefer to stay hopeful most of the time. Seriously, we just got a fucking announcement for a brand new Famicom Detective Club game. Anything's possible in this beautiful dipshit world we live in. Maybe we'll get a new fun Star Fox game sometime. Maybe one day they'll actually port F-Zero GX to the Switch. Hell, maybe one day Nintendo will finally see the light and port their entire back catalog to PC. One day, in the distant future, you may be watching this video on one monitor while playing the Steam release of Metroid Prime 2 on the other. Shiggy, I was just joking. I can see your snipers out my window. I can't stop thinking about that fucking horrible creature in that Starlink game. Ugh. I saw too many upsetting things during this insane detour. I need to return to the soft, comforting safety of Krystal's gigantic fucking titties. I mean, the fun video game. The fun video game I was just talking about 5 minutes ago before the maggots in my skull started eating my cerebral cortex. By the fucking way, before I forget, remember earlier on in the video when I showed a picture of the engineer from TF2 and went, oh, I bet he would get along well with Peppy. Here's a fun fact for you. The person that voiced the engineer also voiced one other character. It's fucking Wolf in this game. The more you know. Anyway, holy fucking shit, let me get back on track here. Alright. Damn it. While we were fucking around on Saria, a bunch of Aporoids hit Corneria. These Aporoid units that look like Shadow the Hedgehog's dad are all flying around the city and jamming all radar use, so we have to hop down to the surface and take them all out with a sniper rifle. I like using the sniper rifle, but it's kind of annoying that I can't fire it at all unless I'm zoomed in with the scope. These guys also kind of awkwardly despawn when you shoot them. Come on, I want to see these guys explode into chunks. We earned a T rating on this ship, but we can't even get some Gibbs going. Maybe there's already too much shit loaded into Corneria for the GameCube to handle, actually. It's a pretty big map, very fun to explore. There's a lot of shit running around trying to kill you, but if you can secure a vantage point up high, it's fun to zoom in with your scope and pretend that you're Lee Harvey Oswald. It's kind of fucked up watching former members of the Corneria Defense Force as Aporoid zombies. This game doesn't really lean into the horror elements of all this too much other than a few other instances, but this all feels a lot more high stakes than Andros and his bullshit. Spoiler, by the way, Andros isn't in this fucking game, and I'm thrilled to death about it. This game is too good to rely on the same bad guy they've had before after establishing the Aporoids. It'd be so stupid for Andros to be the one pulling the strings in all of this, and I'm so grateful he's not here.
Who's that beautiful babe?
Folks, I've got enemies on my tail!
Shit, Krystal, what do you want me to do? I'm on foot. Just kidding, I'm the greatest sniper in the fucking galaxy. Check this shit out.
pitiful sight, pup.
Pup?
I am 30 or 40 years old and I do not need this.
Wolf gives us a lift and we ride on his ship to play passenger princess with our giant blaster again.
Gotten a bit better, eh, Fox?
Well, take me for a ride someday.
Phrasing, Slippy. Phrasing. During the briefing, General Pepper seemed like he was pretty stressed out, and now we get to find out exactly why.
Unknown vessel approaching at high speed.
Another enemy? Hold it. That's Silhouette. Is that the General's flagship?
Is that you, Fox? Too late. The Aperoids.
General, it can't be.
They took me. My body is no longer under my control.
No.
This is my final request. Destroy this ship. Destroy me.
Don't say that. I can't.
You would make me an accomplice to these fiends. That's the truth of it. Accept it, Fox.
Why? Why is this happening? No!
The fight against General Pepper's corrupted flagship is one of my favorites in the game. It's really challenging to not get killed when it spawns all of these missile things to hit you, and the way that it moves like a Gundam is so cool. The cockpit looking like a coffin and the purple Aperoid shit all over the whole thing is so sick. This is really sad for Fox, but damn, this is easily one of the most insanely cool moments in the game. It gets really close and you've got to blast the hell out of it to make sure it isn't able to pull off its attack. It's great. General Pepper is just begging us the whole time to kill him before he transforms, good lord. Slippy's crying and shit, this is fucked up.
General Pepper! Peppy! General, are you alright?
Is that you, Peppy? What have you done?
Looks like I'll never make retirement now.
Peppy is so fucking cool. I guess he saved the general? Did the Aperoids not take over his body yet? What? In the next cutscene, Peppy's apparently unharmed, but General Pepper is like, not here? I guess it's implied that he's in the hospital or something, but I don't 100% know. The game is kind of vague about this for whatever reason, but whatever. Let's see if Wolf said anything to Fox after we chased off all the Aperoids out of Corneria.
Fox, let me give you one piece of advice. Don't hesitate. When the time comes, just act.
Yeah, that's pretty good advice, Wolf. I say the same thing to myself every time I have to pull out a pube that got lodged in my urethra. Okay, Slippy's dad is developing a self-destruct program that will destroy the Aperoids, but we have to defend our warp gate until it's complete so we can get to the homeworld. Protecting the gate is pretty fun. It starts out like a normal free-range dogfight, but then the Aperoids start teleporting big missiles out here to try and destroy the entire station, and it kind of feels like a modern version of the type of gameplay from Star Fox 2, where you're defending Corneria from missiles and enemy ships and stuff with some real-time strategy elements. It's kind of a neat game. The portrait sprites for all the characters are really cute, and I like that you can play as whoever you want. I've never been huge on Star Fox 1, to be perfectly honest with you. I've never beaten it, but I respect the shit out of it for being such a surprisingly competent iteration of what a Star Fox game could be so early on in console video game history. It's kind of insane how far it pushes the Super Nintendo's capabilities. And Star Fox 2 is even more impressive in a lot of ways. It's making the system work so hard it feels like a fucking PowerPoint presentation sometimes with the frame rate, but it's so cool. I'm really blown away at how convincingly 3D it is. It's a shame that Nintendo cancelled it because they wanted to focus more on Mario 64. I feel like this game could have existed for SNES owners at the time and they all would have really liked it. But it's at least nice that it got a re-release 22 years later so I could download a ROM of it online instead of paying for Nintendo's dumbass subscription service. But I really appreciate how much the team at Namco really obviously were Star Fox nerds. You can really feel how much fun they had developing this game while you're playing it. I like to think that they were really excited to develop their own Star Fox game and that they enjoyed tying all the previous games together for this one. They totally didn't need to include Krystal and the dinosaur stuff from Star Fox Adventures. They didn't need to have so many callbacks to previous games in the series and establish a coherent continuity here, but they did. And they even did it really, really well. I really appreciate their hard work here, and I hope everybody that worked on this game is still proud of it, because they absolutely should be, no matter what the public perception of it was or how financially successful it was or whatever. This game fucking rocks. Thank you. The Aperoids start sending so many goddamn missiles rehearsals that Wolf and Leon and Panther show up to help us out again. I really like how much we get to work with them in this game. It really puts into perspective how scary the Aperoids are for everybody. And these guys are all great, and it'd be honestly nice if they were on our side more often.
Missile destruction confirmed.
Well done! We've just finished the self-destruct program, too.
Way to go, Dad!
Now all we have to do is gift wrap it for the Aperoid Queen.
Guess it's time to head for their homeworld, huh?
Attention, Fleet of Corneria. We in command have done all we can. From here on out, we're entrusting everything to you. So please, do your best. But try to come back alive.
Okay, Pop.
Link the gate. Target the Aperoid homeworld.
Okay. Is everyone ready? Star Fox, move out.
This is it?
It's lovely. I wasn't expecting that.
Wait, its size and mass are disproportionate.
What? What does that mean?
Are you saying...
That must be where the Aperoids came from. Maybe we could use it to make our way to the planet interior.
But after the Aperoids come out, it looks like some sort of shield goes up.
Multiple shield generators detected, displaying now.
If the past is any indication, there'll be hatchers along with those shield generators, huh?
Even if we could move forward, that's as far as we'd get. It'll be dangerous, but we've got to demolish all the generators and turn off that shield.
The Aperoid homeworld is gigantic. If you remember the criminal space station level where we were on foot with Slippy before, it's kind of like 3 of those levels smushed together, but this time we're flying solo. This level is honestly pretty challenging, even on the easiest difficulty, but it really feels climactic and important. We've got to disable all the shields so we can enter the core of the planet to kill the Aperoid Queen. Gotta shoot all the damn bugs and finish the fight.
Be ready for anything and everything. Strap in, buckle down, and hit the planet.
Hang on, Fox! Something's weird! Energy readings keep getting stronger!
You gotta be kidding! What?
What's going on?
The energy's forming a shield! Laser fire's gonna be useless!
Dang it! Out of the way, everybody!
Peppy?
Extreme impairment. Main hull will not survive more damage.
Who cares? Divert all energy to the main guns! Fire!
Damage capacity exceeded.
Too bad. We're going out in style.
Peppy, you can't die!
Yes, this is my duty. And now you must fulfill your duty as well, Fox.
Peppy! Don't do it, Peppy!
What are you doing, crazy old fool?
Enough! Peppy's opened a road for us. We've got to move on. Without him. So come on. Come on! Let's move!
Damn, dude. Seeing the Great Fox covered in aperoids is such a gut punch. This shit is turning into the final episode of an anime so fast. Seeing Slippy crying makes me sad, man. I don't want to see that shit.
Falco, we've got uninvited guests following us.
What? Wolf.
I'm surprised you fools have managed to get...
How the fuck did you assholes get in here? The final level is a chaotic corridor with the aperoid planet trying desperately to keep us out with blocks and enemies. There's a lot of great dialogue and it feels really intense and shit. I can't believe Peppy is dead, man. What the fuck? This shit is crazy. He's like Fox's dad. He's like my dad. Towards the end, these sentries or whatever block our way and Wolf, Leon, and Panther all swoop in to distract them so we can get by to kill the queen.
That must be...
The Queen.
Fox.
Huh?
Fox, don't be a fool. Stop all this nonsense.
Pigma? You swine, but you're supposed to be dead.
Star Fox team, accept defeat.
General Pepper?
Give in. This is not sacrifice. It is evolution.
Not Peppy, too! Stop!
What's going on?
Fox.
Dad?
Fuck. Dude, I know this is supposed to be a really moving scene where the aperoid queen is trying to manipulate all of us into assimilating by using images of our loved ones, and Pigma for some reason. But when I saw James McCloud's portrait, I couldn't help but burst into laughter because it just looks like Fox put on some sunglasses and it really caught me off guard. This fight is really great. I love this white chamber that we're in. I really like how claustrophobic it feels compared to a lot of other areas in the game. It feels really dangerous and shit with us being so close to the aperoid queen and these golden piss bubbles flying around everywhere and shit. Once we bring its HP down, we can shove the self-destruct sequence down its throat.
Is it working?
I'm not sure, but...
Something's wrong, Fox.
This is bad. If she escapes now,
Oh,
she'll
come
create
on.
anybody.
Oh, fuck. So now we're actually at the end of this shit, and it just keeps getting better. The aperoid queen looks a lot scarier here. This fight is still pretty hard, but it also weirdly feels a little bit easier than a lot of the stuff we've already accomplished so far. We have our friends with us, and nothing can stop us. Falco, Krystal, and Slippy all take turns rushing the aperoid queen and attacking it too. It's great. Really cinematic and stuff.
Fox, finish it! Only us.
Here I come, you evil space hag!
Fuck, I love this part. I love all the crazy shit flying all around us, and the aperoid queen makes really weird sounds while we shoot her down. It feels awesome killing her while she's bouncing around all over the place. I have mixed feelings on the ending. I'll just let it play so you can see for yourself.
We did it, Fox!
I can't believe it. I'm still breathing.
But so many casualties. Peppy, Wolf's team. So many noble sacrifices.
Ah!
Slippy, what is it?
What's that?
Hey, could that be... No, it couldn't.
Hey, you're all okay. Whew, that was hairy. I promise I'm really gonna retire after this.
It's Peppy!
What's up, Peppy?
Fox, tell me it ain't so, buddy. You knew about this?
So that's why you were so calm, you sneaky dog.
Pepper is all right as well.
Yeah, it's possible. And Wolf's team. Everyone.
Yo!
What's up?
Yes, Fox?
What now? Fox who?
My friends. Thank you.
What the fuck do you mean you knew? That doesn't make any fucking sense, Fox. So overall, I like the ending. I think it's sweet and stuff, but it does read to me like the team at Namco wanted this to be a bit more of a tragic story, maybe intending for Peppy to die at the end, and Nintendo was just like, haha, no, you can't do that. So the ending that we're left with is a little bit clumsy and disorganized, but, you know, it is what it is. I guess I'm just gonna interpret this as everyone that was taken over by the Aperoids were freed from their control and influence after we killed the queen. I'm bummed that Starwolf doesn't get to appear in the ending after all the cool stuff they did for us in this game, but I guess I'll go fuck myself. I guess that's the game. Yeah. If you have Dolphin on your computer and a couple of gamepads, you can have a lot of fun playing this with your friends. And since this game doesn't have as huge of a following, you can find copies of it on eBay or whatever at a fairly reasonable price if you're dead set on playing on original hardware and stuff. From time to time, I just find myself thinking about how fun this game is. I know some people shit on the on-foot gameplay segments, but it's always felt so unneeded to me. It's all just really fun, especially the levels where you can switch between being in the R-Wing or being in a Landmaster or being on foot. If I was gonna give Nintendo's shareholders some advice, I'd tell them to make a sequel to Star Fox Assault where it's just more of this shit but longer and bigger and stuff. I think there's more of an audience for it now than there was back in 2005. The main issue I have with this game is that I wish there was more of it to play because it rules so much. I'm not one of those dipshits that needs every game to be a million hours long, but every Star Fox game's short length would be a lot more tolerable if there were more than like 5 games in the series overall. But anyway, that's it. Play Star Fox Assault, you bastards, even if it doesn't seem like your thing. Just give it a shot. I promise you'll have some fun with it. I think there's something about Star Fox that makes it a really compelling series for people. And it isn't just the fact that the games are really fun, or the fact that they're attracted to the characters and draw porn of them having sex with buildings or whatever. I think it's because the games feel like overcoming hardships with your friends. Sometimes your friends fuck up and need help, sometimes you fuck up and need help. And having those people there to be with you through it all is kind of what being alive is all about, right? We're all gonna make our way through life one way or another. We all have Falcos and Slippies and Peppies and Krystals in our lives to help us along, and we get to hopefully help them too. God, Nuke looks so awesome. Imagine playing Star Fox Assault here. Imagine playing Donkey Kong Country 2 here with a nice cup of hot tea and a stack of Art Blakey records. This could fix me. I need this so bad. This could fix me. Hey, welcome to the end of the video. I don't usually say anything after the videos are over. I usually prefer to let my extra thoughts just be typed into the credits last minute. But since I'm kind of going to be asking all of you for a favor, I figured I would just use my voice to talk to you directly. As many of you guys know, I am not monetized in YouTube's system. I hate advertisements, and I hate asking for help, so I was pretty hesitant to make a Patreon at all. But over time, some of my friends convinced me that doing the Patreon wouldn't be anything to feel bad about, and that it is the best way for people to support what I do, and that me being paid for my time and work isn't like a bad thing. Because even though these videos are really stupid, I do put a lot of my time into them, and I do put a lot of myself into them. But basically the Patreon ended up kind of being a necessity because sometime back, I ended up having to shoulder a lot of the responsibilities for rent and food and bills in my household completely by myself. I don't mind this. You know, I love working hard. I love taking care of my roommates and our dog. And I was working full time to be able to facilitate this in addition to the YouTube stuff, and the fucking heroes that have already subscribed to the Patreon have genuinely saved my ass on multiple occasions. There have been times where like I barely make rent and then it's like, okay, I don't have food money for the next 2 weeks. Oh, there's, you know, some money in the Patreon. I can take that out and go buy food. So I'm deeply grateful to everybody that has already pledged to the Patreon. But I did need to quit my shitty minimum wage job for a slightly less shitty minimum wage job. What my situation is right now is that I am in a better working environment and I have more time and energy to work on the YouTube videos. The problem that I'm facing is that my income has been significantly reduced, so rent is going to be like a much bigger stumbling block for me every month now. So I am very humbly asking you, if you like what I do, if you like the videos, please consider subbing to the Patreon. I would love nothing more than to just make videos like all the time. But I need to work. I need to have a job. I need to make money. And I just wanted to humbly like ask you and maybe push the Patreon just a little bit more than I do. This level of vulnerability is very difficult for me to even like showcase to all of you right now, to be honest, even though it's not actually a big deal. But yeah, to reiterate, if you guys like what I do, if you want to see me do more of it, please consider subbing to the Patreon. If you do $5, I'll put your name in the credits like I'm about to show you all once I shut the fuck up and let the credits roll. But that's basically it. Also, I just really wanted to thank all of you for spending time with the videos that I make. It's like, I've been making stuff since I was a kid, and like, I've never expected anybody to see it, you know? When I started doing the YouTube shit, I never expected anybody outside of my friends to see them. I just really appreciate the idea that anybody is spending time with the things that I make and like enjoying their time with it. It's like, it means like more to me than I think you'll ever know. And I just wanted to thank all of you. Even if you don't sub to the Patreon, even if you've never bought my music, even if you don't give a shit about all this and you're just like, where's the next video, bitch? Like, I thank you. I just wanted to thank all of you. I think that's it. I wrote down some of this to read off of, but I'm like not looking at it, and I'm just kind of freeforming. It's like jazz, right? It's like fucking... Okay, I'll let the credits roll now. Thank you very much.